My fifth graders are obsessed with writing fantasy, but it's really hard. So when author Kamilla Benko visited my school this past fall, I had to ask her what tips she had for kids that want to write fantasy well. You ready? Let's go. Hey friends, I hope you're doing fantastic. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's edition of One Question with me, Mr. Sharp. I'm here with author Kamilla Benko, author of The Unicorn Quest. And Kamilla just spent the morning with my class. How'd it go?
It was excellent, I thought.
Yeah, what was your least favorite? Just kidding. What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was hearing the stories that the kids made up during our writing exercise time.
They had some good ones.
Including stories about 21 layered sandwiches.
My son had a story about a giant rubber glove and 21 layers. You have to wait. I know there'll be a giant auction someday for that amongst many publishers.
If editors are hungry, I'm sure they'll be right on it.
Yeah, I know you were trying to sign up some of my children as you are editor at your day job.
That
We
is
said,
true.
no, not without their agents, their parents. So my question for you, Kamilla, is about fantasy and writing fantasy. My kids love to write, but fantasy I feel like is really challenging for them. Not that they need to write beautiful 300-page books, but it is tricky for them to finish stories. It is tricky for them to be able to create stories that make sense. What tips would you have for young writers exploring fantasy?
So my tip is a tip that I often use for myself when I'm writing fantasy, is to keep the storyline simple. My story, The Unicorn Quest, is about a girl trying to find her sister. And all the other stuff is just the fun of the fantasy world. But you always go back to, what's my character want? To find her sister. And no matter if you keep to that simple one-sentence line, you can make your way through all the craziness of 21 layered sandwiches and sharks that are eating princesses at the end of the story, which is another twist ending, and all that other moon hopping things that people like to throw in.
Keep it simple.
Keep it simple. It's the easiest way to go. And then when you build it, once you keep it simple and you start thinking about the themes of your world, you can start letting what you want to say influence the world. So my book, The Unicorn Quest, was inspired by the unicorn tapestries. And because it was inspired by art, I wanted to make sure all the magic in the book had to do with art and creating things with your hands. And so if you start thinking like that, it gets easier and easier to narrow out all the other things. So there's no wands, there's no abracadabra, and you can keep it simple.
Keep it simple. What question do you have for the friends watching?
It's a very important question. Dragons or unicorns? Which one?
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Do you have an answer?
Unicorns.
Oh, duh.
I wrote a book called The Unicorn Quest.
I'm going to think about my answer. I don't have one.
All right. I'll get back to you on it.
Dragons or unicorns? Leave a comment below wherever you're seeing this. We would love to know dragons or unicorns. Don't break her heart, though. She's unicorns.
There's also might be a dragon in the book, so it's okay.
Spoiler.